Streamlined, where we bring you some of the biggest films and TV series hitting screens worldwide, speaking with some of the actors and creators behind them. The idea of the dream home, a beautiful place that could change your life, turns into a nightmare for three families in a new dark comedy. From Emmy-winning showrunner Liz Feldman, the creative force behind Netflix series Dead to Me, comes No Good Deed, starring Romano and Lisa Kudrow. The show follows three families entangled in a battle to own a charming 1920s Spanish-style villa, but the battle begins to expose long-hidden secrets and lies. Let's take a look.
If you're serious about making an offer, think about a number and then go way above that.
You look like a nice couple.
Just make sure we find the right buyers.
We have to get out of here before we both lose our minds. Just start packing.
It's rare you get to meet the sellers. You know all the secrets.
It's a shame people find out what really happened in that house.
Huh?
What?
You think you can scare me, Mikey?
Captivating. Liz and Ray are kind enough to join us now in studio. Thank you both so much for joining us.
Thank you,
Linsey.
Yeah.
So, Liz, let's start with you. I mean, really at its core, No Good Deed is really about the lengths that people are willing to go through for their family.
Yeah.
And I'm curious what made you decide to explore this, and in particular in a real dark comedy.
Well, dark comedy is sort of the lens through which I look at life.
Okay.
I can't really help it. And I decided to do this because of my experience during the pandemic, actually. You know, being locked inside of our homes where suddenly this place was the only place we were safe, the only place we were allowed to be with our families, it made me realize how important our homes really were. At night, I would then go on Zillow and I would doom surf, you know? But kind of I realized, like, I'm just trying to escape. I just want to see somebody else's house. We weren't allowed to go over other people's homes. You know, it was just like a way to get out of my own house. And then my wife and I actually started looking for a home, and we saw over 50 houses. And every time we stepped into a new house, I just realized there was a story there. There's a reason why people are selling, especially during such a time like the pandemic. And the story is not always happy. It's usually a pretty high-stakes reason why you're selling your house. And I recognize that this could be a really interesting premise for a show.
And Ray, you play Paul, who's retiring, really excited to sell his home and move out of L.A., but he's looking for this fresh start, but really his past keeps kind of catching up with him. So what went into transitioning into a role like this?
Well, I've been trying to mix it up with drama ever since my sitcom ended. I never want to not do comedy, but what it really is challenging, and it's interesting to me to try to stretch a little, and this came along, and this had it all. It had the comedy, it had the drama, it had a lot of, the tone was this mix of all these different emotions and everything, and I just said, and I knew what she had done Liz had done from her show Dead to Me, and I read a couple scripts and I was in, yeah.
Liz, you said that as soon as you saw Ray, you thought, he's Paul.
It's really important to me to surround myself with kind people when I'm working, because we spend a lot of time away from our families. So you want to be with somebody that feels, you know, like a positive force for good, and that's him. He's a wonderful person, and he lives up to his reputation. And yes, his name came up, and immediately I was like, this is who I wrote it for. I didn't realize it. But he's so good. He's so good. His humanity is so reachable. He's just a very accessible person.
He's blushing, I think.
He is blushing, but he's so wonderful in the show, and he was great to work with.
Why so much?
We know he's funny, but like he can be vulnerable. He can be kind of scary. Like he goes to places I don't think you've seen him go, and it's really amazing.
Well, thank you very much. Well, the writing was there, so.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
How do you go about it? And Liz, this is kind of for both of you. You as the EP and director, and Ray as an actor, really one of the protagonists in the movie is the villa, this picture-perfect villa. So how do you make this home, really, how do you bring that to life as well?
You know, yeah. I mean, it's first of all, you hire an extremely talented
Yes.
production designer and art team.
That home in there was built. It's on a stage.
That's a
Oh,
Yeah.
is
The
that
interior,
right?
the interior.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
yes.
Nina Ruscio is our production designer, and though the exterior is a real house in LA, she completely invented the interiors. It had to have a lot of character and special sort of nooks and crannies, like things that you look for when you're shopping for a home, just like something you couldn't find anywhere else or build yourself. And she just knocked it out of the park. It's an incredible set.
Yeah, it's funny how in this business, people know that we do things on stages,
Yeah.
but nobody thinks that's a stage.
Right.
They all
I
think,
would not
yeah.
I
have
know.
guessed that.
Yeah.
Liz, Ray, we thank you both so much for your
thank you.
time
Thank you.
and coming by. No Good Deed is now playing only on Netflix.